Somebody come get 'em. They're too old for TikTok.
Hello and welcome to Too Old for TikTok. It is episode 151. We did say we were going to take shots of 151 last week, but Catalina, do you have any 151?
I was just thinking about that yesterday, and I was like, I've been drinking at a bachelorette party all weekend. I am not taking a shot of, what is it called? Bacardi 151.
Bacardi 151.
In my home. So I'm sorry to the listeners. I'm a liar. Do you have any 151?
I don't have any 151, but like we said last week, I can't imagine going out and purchasing a whole bottle and having that in my house. That would just sit there.
Well, you wouldn't purchase a bottle. A nip.
We would purchase a nip.
Yeah.
Damn. Missed opportunity, but you know what? When you're in New York, because you're going to come to New York soon, we will do a celebratory shot of 151 together.
Okay. That is going to be disgusting.
Maybe like out at a bar.
Oh, so we get to charge also like upcharged 151?
Upcharged,
I think that we should buy a nip at a liquor store and just like drink it on a street corner.
Yeah, I wonder, I do want to take a bet though. How much is a shot of 151 at a bar these days?
In New York City
like,
or at another? I mean, how much was a
shot
of 151 at a bar in the olden days? I've never taken a shot of
like $9. I don't know. Now it's probably 14 or 15.
I don't think. Is it more alcohol? Is that what it is? It's like higher proof?
It's 151 proof.
I mean, there's such a range of bars that you could go to.
True.
I would say
at like your typical dive.
Like in Austin, Texas, in the year 2013, I probably would have been laughed out of the bar if I ordered it, but I could have gotten a shot of 151 for like $6.
Yeah, I think so, but that's Austin.
In 2000,
when you come
Austin
to
is
New
expensive
York,
now.
Right.
Also, fun fact, guess which city grew the most in the last quarter in Q4 of 2023? Which city grew the most in the United States?
Oswego, New York.
Try again.
Columbus, Ohio.
Yes, affirmative.
Because you went there.
I'm a trendsetter.
So you and Ivan are adding.
After I moved to Austin, this is why I need to buy a house immediately, because when I moved to Austin, if I had bought a house in 2012.
If you had, right. Oh my God, if only.
If only I came from generational wealth.
You would have been rich. Well, I think now's a good time to start talking about our latest obsession. Speaking of money, of Monopoly Go.
This is so true. Okay.
Okay. We talked about it on the podcast last week. You were doing it because of your side hustle, TikTok. You learned about swag bucks. Mm-hmm. So naturally, I downloaded swag bucks.
Which also, you downloaded it without getting a referral from me, which
Why?
I could have given you a referral and I could have gotten more swag bucks.
No, I used your link. That's very upsetting to me. I'm sorry.
But I don't think
I
send you a referral link? We'll see.
What other kind of link?
I don't know. We'll
okay,
see.
We'll see. It takes time to process.
That's true. It takes some time to process. I also, at this bachelorette party this weekend, was playing Monopoly Go. And I was like, I'm going to see you guys in like a couple months. And you're going to be like, oh, you still playing Monopoly? And I'm going to have forgotten that I even did this.
Were you known as the Monopoly Go girl?
I mean, there were 2 different occasions where I was like, I'm just going to like relax and play some Monopoly Go, right? Well, you also yelled at me because you said that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we have to explain what Monopoly Go is. So Swagbucks is an app, or it's a platform that gives you all different incentives. I think the idea I was talking about with Ivan is that they're trying to push numbers to certain games for the metrics. So the companies give these offers that are actually kind of hard to comply with.
Achieve.
Where you're gaming. Yeah, to achieve. I'm also sure people get hooked on these games and start paying for them.
That's what they want. They want you to start paying. Mm-hmm. Have you ever thought about spending money on these games?
Oh, no, absolutely
well, Monopoly Go.
Once my friend told me that she spent $50 in an afternoon on Candy Crush.
Oh my God, unacceptable. I would never.
I want to tell you who it was, but I don't want to put her on blast on air.
Okay, tell me after.
All right.
Okay, yeah, so Monopoly Go is linked to Swagbucks, but Swagbucks or not, Monopoly Go is highly addicting.
It's very fun.
It's very fun to me. Actually, Ben didn't really enjoy it. So, did Ivan enjoy it?
He has ADHD, so he's been jumping around a lot more. I think the thing with the Monopoly Go is when I was first playing it, I was like, there's no strategy to this game. You're just rolling the dice. But there is strategy. There are some strategies that you can have, but there's like so many games inside the game.
Yeah,
I also had to friend a bunch of people so I could unlock the community chest inside the game. So now I'm friends with a man named Yug who keeps demolishing my landmarks.
Oh my God, I demolished some of your landmarks, which was highly upsetting to you, but to me, I got a lot of money. Also, I said we are on a slippery slope to being those people who are posting like the Farmville things on Facebook back in the day, where it's going to be us with Monopoly Go. Well, this is Facebook.
It's really bringing me back to this, like when I was living in Spain one year, and I was kind of depressed, and I was just playing Sims on Facebook, and I knew I had
Melissa. We have to shout out Melissa in Sims. Wow.
But not Sims, not the laptop, not the desktop game. I was playing the Sims inside Facebook, which was
that's
so addictive. And I was out with a friend, and I was like, I have to go home because if I do so and so thing, my sim is gonna get a bed. And that's how I knew that I had to stop playing Sims. I was like,
and that's how you knew you needed to go on an antidepressant.
So the thing with the Monopoly with the Monopoly Go is that there's an end game for me. Like if I make it to a level 104, which is like the highest level you can make it and still get money, and you get like $100. Once I make it
from
there,
swag bucks.
Yes, not from Monopoly.
Yeah.
Once I make it there, I'm going to move on to another game. I'm going to move on to another game, Dina. I'm moving on to another game.
Okay, but it's so highly addicting, and I love it. It's really fun to play on the subway, on the way places.
You need Wi-Fi, though.
You know what? But even the Wi-Fi cuts out. It still like connects. Like it's still working for me on the subway. And then during like a boring meeting, instead of doing other work, sometimes I'll just
play some Monopoly Go. I actually did that the other day as well. But it's kind of bad. Now I'll be like, well, today I did absolutely nothing. I went away for the weekend. I was in Arizona for a bachelorette party. That was also kind of extended because I flew in early and then there was a blizzard. All this to say, today I got home after not doing anything since last Tuesday, and guess what I did? Absolutely nothing. But I did make it to level 55 of Monopoly Go.
Mazel tov.
Thank you.
Huge achievement.
Thank you.
Great news.
Oh, my final comment about Monopoly, and then we should talk about TikTok, is that it's so, you know that Monopoly was created as a critique of capitalism? And so
I didn't know that.
It's really funny to be playing this, and it's just like, it's so uncanny. I don't know. It's so like pro-capitalist, and they've really lost the thread with the original game, how it was created.
You mean the app is for profit? Wow. What a surprise.
No, but the game itself, I'm like cheering. I'm like, yeah, pay me rent. And then you're demolishing each other's landmarks. Like, I don't know. It's just, it's really, it's a bit much. It's dystopian.
Okay, now the last thing I'll say about Monopoly Go is every time because a big strategy is you want to get as many dice rolls as you can.
Yeah, you really need
every
those
time
dice.
I roll, you know what's been stuck in my head since playing this game?
What?
Rolling with the homies. Just rolling the dice all day long.
Should we actually just have a new podcast about Monopoly Go? Because I could talk about, I have a lot of things to say, and I'm just stopping myself right now.
Okay, yeah, we should move on to TikTok because that is what this podcast is about. But to be fair, you joined Swagbucks and thus got into Monopoly Go because of TikTok.
True.
It all goes back. Everything goes back to TikTok.
It does.
Really.
It all does.
Speaking of TikTok, had a huge weekend this past weekend. It was the Super Bowl. There was a TikTok show. Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton, they were part of the TikTok show. They didn't have any commercials that I saw during the Super Bowl, but they were sponsoring a lot of things. So they were all over the place. They were there.
I did watch part of the Super Bowl on my laptop in the airport. And what was interesting to me was just seeing how quickly the TikToks were posted.
You have to get on to anything like a trend. It's not even a trend yet, but that's the immediacy people need. Those are the videos that end up going viral because now today is Thursday when this is coming out. If I post a Super Bowl video today and the Super Bowl was Sunday, no one's going to care. We've moved on to the next thing. Last weekend was the Grammys, before the Super Bowl. All that content goes out the door, and you got the Super Bowl content.
I would say the primary strains of TikTok content related to the Super Bowl that I saw were the Taylor Swift stuff, Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift, that we have a moratorium on talking about in this podcast that I'm going to have to lift for today because my entire algorithm is just Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce. Usher's halftime show is the other strain.
Of course, so many things about the halftime show.
And then I'm really getting a lot of Beyonce content now.
What a queen. So happy.
What a queen.
So if we were to do my rose and thorn of the Super Bowl like we did for the Grammys, Beyonce dropping 2 new songs made my week so much better. The songs are fucking good. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's 16 Carriages, great song. Not obsessed with yet. I am obsessed with Texas Hold'em.
I was just
that is a good song.
She's a Texas girly. She's been.
I know, but
I also have just been thinking about
so good.
Her at the Grammys when Taylor announced her album, being like, "Haha, bitches, you don't even know what's coming."
Okay, I don't think it's fair to pit Beyonce and Taylor to do the comparison.
Well, there's been a lot of critiques on TikTok of Taylor's decision to announce her album at the Grammys. There's been a lot of critiques. And I think that the way that Beyonce announced her album was much better and much more the moment and much better received.
Yes. Well, I had a Super Bowl party and one of the attendees was Ashley, friend of the pod. We talked a lot about Taylor Swift, and her point was, and this is a lot of people on TikTok's point, is that it was rude for her to steal the moment of the Grammys to announce her new album, which led Ashley to saying also that she doesn't think that Taylor Swift is a well-adjusted individual. So then we were comparing people on a well-adjusted level. Mm-hmm. Like, we could say, Catalina, are you on a scale from Taylor adjustment? Are you more or less? Like, where do you fall in that level?
I know this because, in graduate school, you meet these people who I see as kind of a Taylor Swifter. They're, really good at things. They're really successful. And they alienate so many people because they do not know how to engage socially in a way that is not perceived as offensive to others, particularly in regards to their success or drive for success. And I recognize that as an aspect of being well-adjusted or not, where it's do you have the social intelligence to realize that you are going to be negatively received when you do these things? I also think Taylor Swift is kind of in this situation where at this point she can't do it. We said this last time. She can't do anything right. People are just going to be mad no matter what.
But I sort of disagreed with Ashley and a little pushing back on your point too. She's so calculated, so everything that, you know what? I do think she's well-adjusted.
Well, how is that well-adjusted to you? That's Machiavellian. That's not being well-adjusted. That's being cunning.
Calculating. Yeah. Cunning. Yeah.
That's not being well-adjusted. That's still proving my point that being well-adjusted, or maybe well-adjusted isn't the term that we're looking for.
Yeah, yeah.
Well-adjusted to what,
But socially aware comes to mind.
So that's why I think that your reading of it makes her then more evil than our reading of it. Because my reading of it is she's a little bit ignorant of how she is perceived or does things in such a way that are poorly perceived. You're saying that not only does she do those things, it's very strategic, which I think you might be right, but that's even worse in terms of I
don't know. I don't. You know what? I'm going off vibes here, and I don't get the vibe that she's definitely not socially inept, right? She has these good friends around her. Her and Taylor, I don't think it's a PR couple thing. I think they're truly in love.
I was just about to say, who's Taylor? His name's not Taylor, Dina.
Sorry, Taylor and Travis. You know what I meant.
I don't give a shit about their relationship. I don't even want to opine. Yeah. I don't care. Do whatever. I want to talk about the funny things we saw on TikTok in those strains. So we've seen what do we even begin with? It's just like such a plethora.
I think we begin with the Beyonce one because we got to Taylor from Beyonce.
Yes.
So the Beyonce video is by @Alex on the mic, and it's a group of people listening to Beyonce for the first time. They paused the Super Bowl to listen to the song, and spoiler alert, they all love it. What's not to love?
Dina, you never told me your thorn.
Oh, okay. The thorn was the Jesus commercial. That was also kind of a rose, though, because sitting with a group of people, it's basically, the commercial is a bunch of people washing each other's feet, different types of pairs, it cuts to them. And so everyone's like, what the fuck could this be for? Ben got it. He knew it was for Jesus. Eventually, I was like, oh, yeah, I think, you know why I knew? Because we went to that Jesus.
Oh, Tierra Santa.
Tierra Santa, and a lot of themes in Tierra Santa were Jesus washing feet washing. And then it was funny because our friend Karen, who's also Jewish, was like, oh, yeah, I didn't get it because, like, obviously I didn't get it. Jews wouldn't get it, of course. But it was a very crazy commercial in my eyes.
I did not see, I mean, I wonder now because there was a lot of propaganda commercials, and I wonder, has it always been that way? I just remember watching the Super Bowl and seeing like Doritos commercials, not like Jesus commercials.
Well, I don't know how Temu, how do you pronounce that?
Temu, the Chinese like,
company.
app?
They had like 3 or 4 spots during the Super Bowl. So
it's highest bidder out there right now, which is really,
yeah.
And they clearly are not filtering,
Temu.
So there's a lot of stuff.
No. That was my thorn, truly, like too many Temus.
I mean, I watched so little of it. I would say, so pretty much all I can tell you is what I watched, waiting for the halftime show to begin. Then there were a few ads that I didn't watch. I didn't have my headphones in for them. So I guess my thorn would be the men speaking immediately prior to the halftime show. All of their voices were just not it for me. It was too much. All the announcer men, the sportscasters, and all of them were wearing these wild suits. But now I realize that is actually something that I'm interested in. I saw this video by the Chiefs about game
the
day
Chiefs' official
outfits.
account.
Yeah. And it's showing all of the players walking up with their game day outfits, and that's such a like interesting aspect of football culture that I had not engaged with previously. So curious.
I know you don't like me to mention him, but Travis, boyfriend of Taylor, had a really good outfit too. It's not in this video that you selected from the Chiefs, but he always does these crazy outfits.
And then apparently his brother just wears sweatpants.
Yeah. Or like topless. He took his shirt off in the last game.
Are we a sports podcast now? Are we most
we
sport?
We're most sport.
Most football.
Do you know who even won?
Oh, yeah. Taylor Swift's team.
Yeah. There you go.
I looked it up. And then also in terms of being most sport, I saw a video.
A TikTok? You turned on the program.
I saw a program by actually autistic Katie talking about the Nickelodeon Super Bowl.
The Nickelodeon broadcast of the Super Bowl is the superior broadcast because Dora the Explorer just popped up to explain to me what illegal holding is. SpongeBob and Patrick are doing the commentary. Doodle Bob just invaded the screen and wrote, Go Niners. Giant robot plankton has just stormed the field. They have an entire fan section where people are dressed up like Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy. I just saw a bunch of people get slimed. They keep putting little animated hats on people. They showed Squidward waiting in line for the bathroom.
This could be very useful for me.
I think you would love this. Ben and I have watched some of these broadcasts. I could only watch them for 5 minutes because it's too insane and silly for me. But they're so good. All the graphics, all the explanations geared toward kids. Like, there was one game that Nickelodeon did. There was just slime everywhere.
But it's still the actual game. It's not like the Puppy Bowl where you're just, like, watching puppies.
It's the actual game just with these crazy graphics.
Okay. I think I would like that because I would like the explanations. One funny piece of content that's coming out of the Super Bowl is all of the memes about Ice Spice being like speaking to the Kelsey brother and like him like explaining. And another one, there was a video of some girl explaining something to Ice Spice, and it's basically like her explaining football to Ice Spice, and I'm like, I am Ice Spice in this box. Just like,
yeah, you are.
Like, how'd I get here?
What's going on? Wait, before I forget, I have to follow up on something we discussed last week, which is the butcher.
Yes.
I went to the butcher for my Super Bowl party. I make lasagna, so it calls for 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef, and it also called for Italian sausage or ground veal. Mm-hmm. So I go to Whole Foods. Well, first I went to Costco. You have to buy like 90 pounds of meat in Costco.
You went to the Costco in Brooklyn?
No, I was in Long Island. We went to Costco, but
okay.
I decided it would be too much meat, so I went to the Whole Foods right by me to get the meat, and I had to talk to the butcher. Let me tell you, it was a really chaotic experience. There was a foreigner who asked me, she said, "Do you take a ticket? Is there a line?" I said, "No, honey, it's a free-for-all."
There's no ticket?
There's no ticket taker. And like, when there's a lot of people at a deli, like, you're not lining up orderly. It's like, who's next? And you just kind of have to shout your way in. So I was like, there's, I guess, a line in quotes, but like, it's a free-for-all. I got my order and I didn't have to wait too long. And then, so I say 1.5 pounds. The butcher goes, "Is this good?" And I look at the thing. It's like 1.66. I go, "No, like, can I have a little less?" And then she takes less, and it's like 1.3. And I'm like, "No."
They always do that. No, but I think that they tell them they have to do that, where you say you want 1.5 pounds, and they always do a little bit over, and they say, "Is this good?" in order to charge you more.
Really? It all comes back to capitalism.
No, but it's always that way. Like, when you get lunch meat, when you get whatever, they always do it, and it's slightly over, and you're like, okay. Normally I say
okay,
fine.
but that was a lot over. That was a lot over.
1.6,
yeah.
I would have been like, yeah, that's fine.
It was like 1.66. If it was 1.6, I don't know. It seems like a lot to me, but in retrospect, probably not.
That 0.06 really put you over the edge.
It really did. So I had an overall good experience. I got my meat. My lasagna came out good. I'll be eating it for years to come because there's so much left over. But yeah, I interacted with the butcher, and it was fine.
I'm proud of you. I would like to tell you my rose and thorn of the Super Bowl.
Yes.
My thorn was when someone told me there was going to be a magic trick. And so I first of all I got insider information that there was going to be a magic trick during the Usher performance. I texted multiple people I texted my mom. I texted all my friends in Columbus, all 2 of them. I texted Ivan.
Can't trust this insider information.
And I was like, guys, there's going to be a magic trick. I downloaded Paramount Plus.
Magic.
So someone needs to answer for the wrong insider information that I was provided with.
First of all, it wasn't me, but we're not going to name names here. It was someone
close to the podcast
to me. Yes. And I apologize for that, but I have no explanation.
Perhaps it was an idea that was floated around. The other thing, it actually kind of enhanced my viewing experience because I was also told
waiting for it?
No, I was also told which magician it was going to be. And so as I'm watching the show and like Ludacris comes out, like Lil Jon comes out, and I'm just like, wait, this would be the weirdest decision, like, in terms of brand and image of this performance, to then suddenly have this magician come out.
Actually, that sounds hysterical.
I was like, this would be so poorly received. So
yeah,
in the end, it was good.
Glad it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Getting back to TikTok on this note, though, is when Jermaine Dupri came out.
I thought he was CeeLo Green. I thought he was CeeLo Green on Ozempic.
Oh my god.
I thought it was CeeLo Green on Ozempic.
And I'm so glad because there were multiple TikToks I saw about people like laughing and just be like, that kid, like, please tell me that's CeeLo Green. Like, it's got to be him. So we all thought that. It was crazy.
That was really good. So speaking about the Usher performance, there were a lot of really good TikToks, specifically like reactions and people watching. So one is at Queen Mo from Down 20, whose father is watching the performance, and Ludacris comes out and he just loses it. I wanted to scream Luda so bad. I was in the Capital One lounge at the Dallas airport and I was like, Luda!
You should have. One of the greatest concerts I ever went to was a Ludacris concert freshman year of NYU.
Where?
It was a small venue. I was the perfect drunk, I remember. And like shockingly, I was like, I'll know like 2 of his songs. No, his Rolodex is deep and he puts on such a good show. Ugh, I'm so happy he was at the Super Bowl.
I enjoyed Luda. There was another that was at Joe Brim. This was going to be my rose, was the Usher on roller skates. So unexpected.
This user just says, oh, this is why we saw Usher on a Tuesday night in December at the roller rink. And it's a video of him just like randomly like skating with the plebeians also at a roller rink.
It's so good though, because it's like obviously he had to practice.
Right, he had to practice and he was putting in those hours at the roller rink.
Yeah,
good for him.
I enjoyed that portion of the performance. That was fun for me. And then we have at Harriet Potter, who gives a less than stellar review of everything.
Alicia Keys, you did not hit that note. No ma'am, no ma'am, no ma'am. Then you up on stage acting scary like you don't know that's Usher. If your husband don't want Usher to touch you, then you don't need to be on stage with Usher, baby. I don't know. Usher would have been better off bringing out the City Girls. I don't know. I think Sierra would have been a better performer than anybody he brought on stage tonight. All of them was out of breath. Jermaine Dupri looked like Dr. Evil. Mini-Me, I got scared as hell when he popped up on stage. Ludacris trying to wear his afro because Cat Williams just called him out about it. Baby, you not slick. Lil Jon did his big one. That was Atlanta. But yeah, Usher, saying you turned the world to the A was a big reach. You did not turn the world to the A tonight. You did not. You did not, babe. The only thing Atlanta about your performance was Lil Jon and when y'all was skating on stage for a little bit. Her coming out with that guitar solo, she looked cute, but I mean, what the fuck is Atlanta about that? Is she even from Atlanta? I don't know. That's y'all Super Bowl, whatever the fuck y'all call that, y'all little football performance. Shit, at least it was free.
I loved this take. I was enjoying the performance a lot. I would say I was texting a friend and I was like, she was like, this Usher barely even sang. I was like, for me, it was just the nostalgia of it all.
Oh, I loved it. It made me want to dance. I thought it was great.
I think that
he just got right into it. The energy was perfect.
35-year-olds, that was who the performance was for. Oh, can I tell you what my mom said? Did I already tell you this? This was the text message that I received from my mother, which I was just amazing. She says, I thought the performance was kind of diluted because he had too many, quote, guests. And it got disjointed. But I didn't know Usher could rollerblade.
It's great. Now we know.
I was like, the whole point.
He's great on skates.
The whole point is that these are people he collaborates with in songs. I also think it was kind of a response to the excess of the performance was also a response to the critiques of Rihanna's Super Bowl performance, where people were like, she did so little.
I also think it was very Vegas. Like in the beginning, it was very on theme.
Yeah.
He did hit a great job.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I had a grand old time. I also enjoyed the Rihanna performance last year. Your birthday twin.
Are you saying Rihanna?
That's how you're supposed to say her name.
Is it?
Yeah. It's Rihanna.
According to Rihanna?
It's
Or
Rihanna.
Rihanna?
I swear. Pronunciation. Yeah. Look. I'm texting this to you.
Okay. Well, I have a special bond with... I don't think I could say Rihanna. I
It's
think
Rihanna.
It's Rihanna.
That's how you say her name.
Okay.
We
were born on...
many videos. Okay, on the Ellen show, she clarifies pronunciation. I'm just gonna send you a bunch of different resources on.
Okay, well, and I'll play a clip. I'll play a clip.
All right.
I heard, is it Rihanna or Rihanna?
Rihanna. I say Rihanna, but Rihanna is still okay.
I don't know why everybody's insisting on calling you Rihanna if your name is Rihanna.
Because, I think it's my accent that makes me say Rihanna.
But that's what your name is then. It's like me being Ellen and people call you Elaine or something like that. If you want us to call you Rihanna, we'll call you Rihanna from now on.
Rihanna or Rihanna?
No, it's your
Rihanna.
name.
It's
Rihanna.
Rihanna, everyone.
Okay, so now we're Ellen.
But me and Rihanna, we're kindred spirits. We were born on the same day.
Same day, same
year. Yeah.
What do you think she's gonna do for her birthday this year?
Go to Applebee's with me.
What would you do?
Can you imagine?
If you were at the Applebee's in Times Square and you saw Rihanna?
On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you think Rihanna likes Applebee's?
I don't even
Probably
know
like a
if she knows
6.
about it. Oh, you think she knows about Applebee's?
100%. Yes. Who does? Everyone knows about Applebee's.
I think she would go, but she wouldn't be happy about it.
I think she would be slightly happy.
I mean, you would know better than me because you are her birthday soul sister.
Twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any more Super Bowl content?
No, I don't think so.
I think we can finally move on. I'm actually very upset about what you've decided to put in your algorithm segment. We have already dedicated so much airtime to these creatures, and we have to continue talking about them.
But this is what's in my algorithm. It's also in yours, so I do have to talk about it on this podcast.
Fine.
Because Taylor Swift is obviously in my algorithm, and she's back on the Eras tour. She's in Japan, and also this video is very funny. It's just someone screaming, similar to like how I probably sound when I'm screaming at a concert. So the user's at ayaya 515_.
I think that more Taylor Swift stuff is coming across my algorithm because I was engaging with the Super Bowl content, so now I can't escape it. I need to start swiping past.
And she's also on tour again, so she's back on the FYPs. But I'm glad we have Beyonce too. We have all the greats.
Well, on my algorithm, one thing that I did not put in our doc, but that I would like to share with you is
please.
The children swearing in the mirror trend has
Yes,
now made
we talked about that last week.
It's now in Spanish. So I've gotten...
It's made it to Spain.
No, not Spain, just like Spanish language. One
Okay.
of the people was Colombian. I don't remember where the other one was from, but I've seen 2 videos now of people with their children doing the exact same trend, but in Spanish.
And are they Spanish swear words?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
They're
That's
really
cute.
good. And it's also cute because the kids are doing it in the same way where they're like whispering. It's so funny to see the behaviors and how all of the children kind of react the same when they're put in front of the mirror and asked to swear. So
I love that. It's global.
it's a global trend. I wonder if it's in other languages and I'm just not seeing it.
Probably. What else is on your For You page this week?
This is just a very short video, but I felt it touched me, you know? I felt very like a kindred spirit with by Emily Lynn.
Call me whatever you want. Whatever you want. Can't call me un-American. I support our troops.
Have you had Girl Scout cookies this season?
I haven't even seen I have not seen a Girl Scout this season. Well, I don't think I ever see Girl Scouts. I don't really remember the times that I've gotten them, how I get them. You just end up with them in my life.
And do you also like this video, Feel American, when you eat Girl Scout cookies?
I never thought about the fact that I was supporting my troops.
Yeah.
I was just staying with a friend in Flagstaff before I went to Sedona for this bachelorette, and then I got snowed in because it was a blizzard. There were 2 feet of snow. So I stayed with them for 2 nights, and they had in their fridge some Girl Scout cookies that I was like, what was the decision-making process on purchasing these Girl Scout cookies?
Were they like the off-brand
They were the
like
real
flavors,
ones, but they were like the ones that no one wants. I need to look up the flavors.
like a lemon one?
Yeah, that was exactly what it was. And she
Yeah,
was like,
the
well,
lemon
as
one.
you can see, I don't like them because they're still there. So the Girl Scout cookies, currently the flavors are Adventurefuls. I've never had those. I would definitely try those. Have you had these?
Tell me what's in them.
Indulgent brownie-inspired cookies topped with caramel-flavored creme with a hint of sea salt. Okay. I would eat that.
That sounds good.
That sounds really good.
During the pandemic, one of my favorite activities was my friend Amanda got literally every flavor Girl Scout cookie, and there's 2 brands of them. So there's not just one. Yeah. So there's 2 distribution centers, and they're a little different. So tag-alongs, there's 2 types. So we did a blind taste testing, and we rated all of them to see which we liked the best. And it was so fun. I want that to be my job, just a blind taste tester.
I think that's an amazing activity. I need to do that activity because I knew the Caramel Delights and Samoas. I thought that it was like perceived as offensive that they're called Samoas. I didn't realize that it was like a distribution center thing, but that does make a lot of sense. I've never seen a peanut butter. I've only ever seen tag-alongs. I've never seen a peanut butter patty.
Right, they're 2 different Girl Scout cookie companies.
Okay, well, these are the cookies. I'm going to do this quickly. We got a gluten-free caramel chocolate chip. I'd eat it, but no.
Gluten-free. I need the gluten.
Caramel Delights / Samoas. Were you sold them as a child as Caramel Delight or Samoa?
Samoa.
Same. I think it's regional. Those are, for me, a top contender for best cookie. Then we have Do-si-dos, also known as peanut butter sandwich, which I think are bad. Thumbs down.
I like them.
It's like it's like the Tootsie Roll of Girl Scout cookies. Like if it's there and I'm desperate, I'll eat it, but I'm never gonna seek it out. Girl Scout s'mores. I've never heard of it. It looks delicious.
It's new. Love.
You've had them?
I believe I had them. Yeah. I can't recall all the Girl Scout cookies I've eaten.
Lemonades.
In my life, but yeah.
Savory, refreshing shortbread looks bad. Lemon Ups also looks bad. That was what was in my friend's fridge.
Yeah, not my fave.
Tag-alongs, the best.
Great. I love tag-alongs.
Thin Mints, also the best. You're not a big mint chocolate person.
I'm not a big mint chocolate person, but
they're
I like
delicious.
them.
Toast Yay. French toast cookies. I would try those. Toffee
those are good.
Tastic.
No, I don't like coffee flavored
Toffee, not coffee.
Oh.
You think that the Girl Scouts are selling coffee flavored cookies? Trefoils or trefoils, those are bad. I mean, they're fine.
I think I like those.
They're shortbread. They're fine. No, they're not bad. They're fine. The top 3 for me are Samoa, Tagalong, Thin Mint. But these Girl Scout s'mores and these Adventurefuls are really intriguing me.
Were you in the Girl Scouts?
No, I wasn't allowed to be in the Girl Scouts because my sister was
right.
briefly in the Girl Scouts, and there was a party and there's a trampoline and someone broke their leg on the trampoline and there's a lawsuit, so I was not permitted to be in the Girl Scouts.
You did tell that story once on the pod before. I'm sorry I forgot it, but I love to hear it a second time. It's a good story.
And I'm sure that our listeners who we've retained enjoy hearing that as well. What about you? Were you a Girl Scout?
Jews don't really do Girl Scouts. I don't know if that's a universal thing, but like I don't think anyone I knew did Girl Scouts. It wasn't a thing.
I think
maybe my
Ashley was a Girl
parents-
Scout.
Well, and she's Jewish. Okay. Well, I don't know, but my parents like aren't into like camping and wilderness, so they were probably just, stay clear.
I don't think there's that much camping that goes on in Girl Scouts. I had a book that I was really into that was left over from when my sister was in Girl Scouts that I like religiously read, and it was a lot of crafting, but not as much. I think it's more Boy Scouts, which is the outdoorsman aspect. Yeah.
No, I played too many sports. I did too many activities. Girl Scouts would have just really put us over the edge.
All right. Moving on.
Okay, we're moving on to our food section. And guess what food item we're talking about again? Dun, dun, dun. Shrimp. Multiple people sent us this video.
I know. I was in the same, I think it was group chats, that multiple group chats sent us this video, which was very funny to me.
It's a video by Nushnan.
I'm Dina. This is my first shrimp, and my goal is to eat 65 shrimps tonight.
My name is Sophia. This is my first shrimp, and my goal is to eat 25 shrimps tonight.
Hi, my name is V, and my goal is to eat 45 shrimps tonight.
Hi, I'm Anushka. This is my first shrimp, and my goal is to eat 40.
Dina, it's after round 2. How are we doing?
I'm ready to curb stomp more shrimp skewers.
Okay, Sophia.
My calf is cramping, and now my hand is cramping from massaging my calf. I had a bad set of coconut shrimp, and it gave me anxiety, but we up.
I'm doing fine. I'm ready for more shrimp also.
I'm Sophia. 37 shrimp. I'm tapped out. I'm V.
I'm Anushka.
I'm Dina.
And this is our last shrimp.
I love the comments of this video because all the comments are super supportive of this friend group and of this activity. And that's really good news for me, like in the world. We need that positivity.
I have 2 takeaways from this video. One is a point of feedback for these ladies, which also this video is kind of similar to the 48 oysters and the lemon drops video.
A little bit.
We have to discuss how many shrimp we can eat. But one thing that I noticed was if you're getting these shrimps, one of the girls ate these coconut shrimp that are breaded. First of all, I don't fuck with coconut shrimp. I'll eat one, but I'd prefer, I just like a regular one. If I'm trying to eat my as many shrimp as possible, I'm not putting anything that's not shrimp in my body.
No breadcrumbs.
No breadcrumbs. Like that is not a good strategy.
It's a poor strategy.
Poor strategy.
Yeah.
Poor strategy for competitive eating. Why would you do that? So that was my first takeaway. My second takeaway was actually more you, where you said that the Red Lobster in Times Square does not do the unlimited shrimp option.
No, there are a lot of restrictions in New York City. Same with Applebee's. When we go, I've been seeing all these commercials, $14.99, all you can eat. But when we go to the one in Times Square, that deal doesn't exist. So the deals are only for certain locations. So we got to go to the suburbs, Red Applebee's, Red Lobster, and try this. Maybe when you're in New York, we'll take a little trip to the suburbs.
Well, I mean, I think Ivan and I, first of all, I don't need to go to Applebee's twice this year. Second of all,
no, Red Lobster to do the shrimp.
Oh, okay. Different. Well, when I've never been to Red Lobster.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I did famously for my birthday one year.
When Ivan and I, we should do this. We should do the shrimp. When Ivan and I go this weekend to Applebee's for our In Solidarity dining experience, I probably won't do the all you can eat, but I'll let you know.
But let me know if it's an option. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Report back. Excellent. Our last thing we must talk about, which I feel like people called us out for not talking about it last week because it's huge TikTok news, is UMG Music just, took all their music away because they couldn't reach an agreement. So all these videos just didn't have sound. Mm-hmm. And you found this, Catalina, but it's an amazing video by Kristen Chenoweth who says, all right, I think they pulled the sound down, but I'm going to sing it so you can use it.
Popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you the proper place when you talk to boys. The 12 ways to flirt and flounce. Oh, I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix your hair. Everything that really counts to be popular.
I was thinking while I was watching this video, is this still copyright infringement? It's not to sing the song. It's not copyright infringement. It's just their recording is the copyright infringement.
There's basically 2 sides to music. Like, so when I license music in movies or TV, you have to pay for both sides, a publishing side and I think the written side or whatever. So if it's a different recording, you only have to pay one side. For TikTok, the rules are different than film and TV. But yeah, it's not the actual recording, so you can just take it and run with it. Yeah, that's why all these singers can sing all the, these versions of songs that exist.
But you still need permission, like, how when certain songs are interpolated, or when certain songs are, like, if you did I couldn't just, as a famous musician, I couldn't just, like, sing a Celine Dion song without paying Celine Dion royalties or getting her permission.
Well, you could sing it, but you can't profit.
You can't profit from it. Okay, so you can sing a version. So interesting sort of aspect of this would be, in TikTok you are profiting. So if a famous person were to sing a song, like let's say Christian Chenoweth goes and sings Celine Dion's entire discography, which I don't know whether TikTok. It's UMG or not, and on TikTok, I think
they pull it
that
down?
would be illegal.
Maybe, yeah.
They might get a cease and desist.
Yeah, I think you.
But there might not be like a whole. But yeah, TikTok is really introducing all these new legal cases that have not been addressed yet, because law is constantly evolving when we find new things to discuss with, in this case, in regards to copyright infringement and intellectual property.
Yeah, well, YouTube is really good at pulling down anything with music. They're much, I think, quicker about it than TikTok is, because basically if I play a UMG song that's, published by them and I put it on my TikTok, are they going to find my TikTok and pull it down? Probably not so quick, but if they did, they absolutely could.
Right, but I'm saying if a big person were to do a version of a copyright protected song, not necessarily, I'm not even thinking anymore about like the UMG of it all.
Just in general,
if Taylor Swift sings I don't know why I keep saying Celine Dion song on TikTok, she is not, she's profiting from it because the video is rendering a profit, generating, right? It's generating income. So what are the legal parameters of that, Dina?
I'll have to talk to my entertainment lawyer about it because it's a great question.
Excellent. We'll find out soon. And we'll then know over shots of 151. Wait, I just want to return to the shrimp one more time, because I feel like we didn't really put a button on that either. How many shrimp, Dina, for you?
Oh, 52.
Yeah.
What about for you?
The thing is, I don't want to ruin shrimp for myself. So as soon as it started to gross me out, I don't want to force myself to eat a certain. I would predict how many shrimp do I think I'm going to eat. How many skewers
not how many
there?
Can you. I can eat a lot, probably.
I think.
But how many do I want to? Probably not 52.
I could easily
probably want to do 30. Like 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, 30 to 40.
Well, I think 30 easily. I can eat without even thinking.
Yeah.
Right? It also depends on the size of the shrimp.
The Red Lobster shrimp just look like normal size shrimp.
What's normal, Dina? How many inches?
There is no normal.
How many inches?
Like,
is it like a
2
prawn?
inches.
2 inches. Like this?
Yeah, 2 inches. Yeah.
I haven't had any balloons pop up today.
Oh, that's great.
That's very sad.
I don't know.
I'm a little disappointed.
You turned something off on your Mac.
I turned nothing off. Okay, 2-inch shrimp. Yeah, I could easily eat 30 of those. The question is, at what point would I be grossed out?
I'd probably be grossed out at like 22, but then I could keep going.
I know for a fact I would not be grossed out at 12. I don't think 20.
Well,
I think beyond 20, question mark space.
Question mark. Also depends on like the seasoning. Is it,
Exactly. I just like my shrimp sort of bland.
Cocktail?
Yeah. Well, it's been a lovely I look forward. Next time we talk, we'll both have gone to Applebee's.
That's really exciting stuff.
We both will have ate good in the neighborhood.
Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I know. Well,
thanks for listening. And tune in next week if you want to hear about our Applebee's adventures, because who wouldn't want to hear about that?
Right? Rate, review, subscribe.